Welcome to the Monster Castle Radio Show. For the extreme paranormal listener. And here is your host, the Wolfman, Mike.
This is where all rumors have.
Wolfman, you're on. Come on, get over here. You're already 5 minutes late, you asshole.
All right, yeah, thank you, Melvin. Right, thank you, Melvin. Jeez, guy don't even have time to roll a joint around here.
Nope.
Damn it, I shouldn't have said that on the air. Are we live?
I think we are. Imagine that.
Wolfman, you're a fucking idiot.
Oh my god, I'm glad I have Melvin here to tell me I'm a fucking idiot. What would I do without him?
Draggy name.
We got Adam. Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good.
And my friend Ronnie Dawson is here, everybody. All right, Ronnie Dawson, everyone. Hey, man, you're supposed to clap. Why are they laughing at you, man? Shit, they do the same thing to me. I'm gonna kick you guys in the fucking ass. Now you clap. Come on.
Clapping.
That's it. That's better. Fuck. You got a live audience here. And they know I'm gonna go. I got a fucking 2x4 right here behind, and they see it behind my seat. And if they don't fucking clap, you know what I'm gonna do, eh?
Sure, I'm clapping.
All right. Yeah. Thank you. Come on. Respect to the guests, right? I'm crazy. Everybody's crazy. This is where the real freaks hang out. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We're on Monster Castle Paranormal, and we are back. Any news, Adam? Or Ronnie. Ronnie, if you got...
breaking news right from my psychic senses.
Sure. All right. Here we go. Breaking news from Monster Castle Paranormal, right from Adam's psychic senses.
Well, I am scanning the sun right now, and I can feel there's quite a lot of solar activity going on there. There's a lot of radiation, a lot more than usual coming out, and there's it seems to be numerous the word's escaping me. Descriptions.
Spots, sunspots, or
that's it.
Flares,
yeah.
Solar flares.
Sunspots. Yeah.
I was just actually going to Google that right now to see what's going on. Okay. Have you heard anyone heard anything from NASA concerning this?
No, not me.
Okay. I'm going to Google that. Recent sun activity from NASA. Or it's called SOCAM, isn't it? What's it called? Okay, July 28th. Mid-level flare. What are we? Whoa, wait a minute. We're only July 15th, aren't we? Oh, that's 2012. But that's interesting. So if it happened in 2012, near the end of this month, it could do it again.
Yep.
What is that buzzing sound?
That's my my girlfriend texting me again.
Oh. So we're going to have to know whenever she is, like, craving your penis throughout the show?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right. Okie dokie then. Every time that I hear that sound, I'm going to make this noise. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that cool? Just so
Awesome.
everybody
That's cool.
knows.
Yeah.
She wants to whip it good.
Yeah.
All right. And you're from Calgary, right?
That I am, yeah.
So you're like, how come you don't sound like a cowboy? Go like, yeehaw, rad me. Like, what is that thing where they say, oh yeah, save your horse, ride a cowboy.
I remember that song.
There you go. That should be your song, man. You could do a country song, You can do any kind of music, like, with.
Yeah, I've done country song covers, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you should write one for her. It's like, ride my dick, not a horse.
Yeah, she should actually have considered that pretty funny, I think, too. she shares my sense of humor.
Yeah. Well, she would have to in order to put up with you, yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay, not finding anything recent as I'm talking from NASA concerning any major solar flares, but I really don't know where to look for this information. I think Jeff would be better suited for this. Okay, wait a minute. April. I'm finding information on April. I think I'm onto something here. April 2nd, there was a major flare. April, May. That's a little while ago, though.
It's kind of unlikely you'll find stuff that's up to the minute available officially.
Yeah. You just can't find it.
Yeah. The stuff that becomes official is.
Yeah, you're
official.
right, man. They don't tell you what's going on right now. But there is a site you can go and actually see. I forget what it's called. SOCAM or something like that. And I used to look at it all the time. And
Cool.
on my old computer that died, I actually had it favorited, and I gotta favorite that site because it's really cool to look at. And that's where they saw the spaceship hovering above the sun and sucking energy off of it, and also spaceships or whatever they are, very large objects flying right into the sun and coming out of it as if it's some sort of a Stargate.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, I actually kind of have to support that theory because I feel like the sun is sentient, like it talks to me, like you just did. I didn't communicate with it today, but I do it by actually sun gazing, and I usually get given a download. So I could do the same thing, but I'd have to gaze at the sun, and then it will download information to me.
Though I don't exactly talk to it per se, I just I scan it with my own energy, and that's how I can tell its current status. I don't really receive downloads. I just I scan.
Yeah, you do it quite differently than me. The sun actually has communicated with me since I was a kid, and not only does it give me downloads, but it actually It's arced. It's given me like, I don't know if it comes from the sun or what it is, but I think it is. I think the sun is sentient. And I had this golden ray of light that arced across the sky, and then it bent down towards me and changed direction a few times, like a squiggly worm. But it was a ray of golden light, and when it hit me, it floored me. And it was like I was being charged with all kinds of psychic energy.
Wow.
Yeah, and actually the next day, I went and I stayed out in the grass actually the whole afternoon, and I slept in the grass. I couldn't get up. Where this happened to me, it was in a really nice, beautiful area in a backyard that was off the corner of the woods. So I was pretty much in the woods when it happened. And the next morning, when I went in the house, my girlfriend told me that my hair had gone more gray, quite a bit more gray. What happened? How come your hair's gray? Yeah.
Wow.
Kind of like what it, I don't know if it's real or not, but in the movie The Ten Commandments with Charlton Heston, right? And he comes down from the mountain, his hair is gray and longer in one night, but
Well,
that's kind of like what happened to me. My hair was longer and more gray, and I had more facial hair than I should have had for just one night. It was weird. A lot of weird things happened to me back then in that place. A lot of weird things. Anyways, let's move on to something else, because I'm a freak, and we don't need to listen to me all the time.
freaking awesome.
Yeah, so that's our news. I do want to touch base with this with these aliens with the 3 fingers in Peru. What do you think of that, Ronnie?
Oh, yeah, well, I'm really interested in that. But I'm listening to everybody saying it's fake without really knowing. I even looked at Snopes, and Snopes said it's fake, but yet they think it's fake because this Jamie Moussan character is pretty shady individual, so.
No, I don't agree with that. I think he believed the other creature was real. He supported it because he thought it was real, and he was very let down and very ashamed when he found out it was not real and proved to be a hoax. He didn't deny it was a hoax. He just said, "I'm sorry, folks. It is a hoax. This is not real. I've been fooled."
Right.
He didn't try to hide the fact.
And that's kind of what I hope the deal is. I'm sure he's been had himself.
Oh yeah, he was had, and this one he's hoping is going to save his reputation.
Right.
I don't think he would be doing it otherwise. He's already been, But this looks real to me. I can't really see how you can fake this.
Yeah, I'm not so quick to write it off like a lot of people are. I think there's still, from what I've been reading, Linda Moulton Howe has even said that some of the people that she's talked to, they said that they've examined it, and then they said that it is, it's a real deal. So there's some people saying it's fake. There's some respectable people saying it's not fake. So the jury's still out, I guess. I'm hoping that it's not. And I was shocked to find out. They had the larger creature, and then recently they came out with the smaller creatures, and these little guys, man, they look eerily familiar to the guys I had in my house in 2010. And I'm going, wow. Man, that looks just like what I saw that night, And, they've carbon dated these things to like 210 AD, somewhere around there to 400 AD. And, and just to think that this may be the same guys that were in my house in 2010, and it certainly looks, the size is about right. And the build is about right, So, these guys could be the same guys that were in my bedroom. in 2010, and it was really freaky when I looked at that and said, wow, these could be the same guys, and so anyway, I just got back from the Roswell 2017 UFO Festival down in Roswell, New Mexico, and I was presenting my UFO encounter to some of the top names in the ufology, and all this stuff is coming out, and I got to talk to Travis Walton, Stanton Friedman, Jesse Marcel III, Ron Rieger, Don Schmidt. I met Clifford Mahooty down there, the Zuni tribal teacher and lecturer on the Star People. So, and I got to get down there and shake hands and meet some of the most famous people in ufology, and introduce them to my sighting. And the thing was, most of them had never heard of me. I've been in the international news, but there's not been a lot said about me here in the States. So I got down there and got to show my pictures off to some of these people, and they were excited, And I met your buddy Josh Gates down there.
I was just going to say, I heard that my buddy Josh Gates is considering giving you a TV show on Travel Channel on his Expedition Unknown.
Excited. Yeah, they were excited.
That's pretty cool.
When I was about my sighting, and they were saying, this is just what we're looking for, And they got my information. They're considering doing an episode on my encounter. So that's a pretty awesome deal. I'm just waiting on the phone call now, and I hope it happens. Can't guarantee it to happen, but those guys are busy, man. Josh Gates is running around. He's got like a 10-member crew that goes with him everywhere he goes. And these guys, you have to understand this Roswell UFO Festival. There are like 4 different stages, and they're scattered across a 3-mile area. There are speakers speaking at different stages at all points during the day. There's a lot of walking and back and forth. And you should have seen these guys by Sunday afternoon. They were I've never seen a bunch of people so give out.
Oh man, everybody's got to follow Josh Gates. Everybody follow Josh Gates on Twitter and everything. Everyone who knows who Josh Gates is from Expedition Unknown, follow Josh Gates and say, please put Ronnie on your show. We want to hear Ronnie's story on your show. Everybody do it. And it'll happen.
Oh, yeah. Please do. That would be awesome.
And a person in our chat room, Alicia, shout out to Alicia. She wants to know your links. Maybe your Twitter name and Facebook name. And you don't have a website, do you?
No, I have a YouTube channel.
Oh, that's right. That's where you want
it. On there, and and it's I got to talk to Travis Walton, and we were sitting there talking about all the money in ufology, which is there's no money. If you want to make money, stay the hell out of ufology, because I have a YouTube channel and I have 1,000,002.
Oh, you're cutting in and out a little bit.
Views.
Okay, you're cutting in and out a little bit. Can you mention the name of your YouTube channel one more time, please?
On my YouTube channel, my most popular video, man, it's a Ronnie Dawson YouTube channel, and my most popular YouTube video.
Damn. Something.
Is man escapes alien abduction with pictures to prove it. They just don't want the Ronnie Dawson YouTube channel.
Yeah, and he's got infrared pictures that you took of insectoids and all kinds of crazy stuff on there, folks. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, I shared a lot of those pictures right at the first in the chat room on Spreaker. Right there as we started. Links go to some of the pictures these are actual pictures I captured on a cell phone I was carrying. And we've enhanced the images as best we could, and they've been researched by debunkers or authentic pictures, and whatever the hell that is a genuine image. and I got to talk to Stanton Friedman and showed him some of my stuff, and these guys are amazed, because one of my alien creatures is 40 feet tall.
Oh yeah.
This thing is it towers above the street. This thing could reach into your window and pull you out of your house, and so when everybody sees these little 4-foot gray aliens with big eyes, that is not my guys. My guys are scarier than anything that ever came out of Hollywood, and nobody's been able to debunk these things. And the main thing, and some of the biggest names in ufology have never seen some of this stuff. So I was down there, and Roz was showing them for the first time themselves, and they were just, they couldn't believe it. I was like, yeah. And
well, it's like I said.
Is it kind of like the? Is it kind of like the old 50-foot or the 50-foot tall woman from that old that really old science fiction movie?
Oh yeah.
Well, even
50 stories.
Even scarier.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's insectoid, and.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Ronnie's got okay. You took pictures of what you thought was an alien spacecraft, right? And then you zoomed into it and then used infrared, and that's how you got this insectoid 40-foot tall creature, right? Am I right?
No, that is a video still frame. I caught a video of the left-hand side of this huge mothership after it flew over me.
Okay, yeah.
And it took about 3 seconds for this thing to completely pass over my head, and then it shot away, and then it banked, and then it was coming back at me, and I could see for the first time the top side of it, and looking through that video at the still frames, we brightened the image up so you could see it a little better, and what you're seeing is the actual still frames of that video footage. And so it is nothing fake. There's nothing created by software. I've had even the American Skeptic Society ask me if they could review the images, and I turned it over to them. And I filed a FAA report over this craft. And if you ever want to test someone to see if they're telling you the truth about a UFO sighting, ask them if they're willing to file a FAA low craft report, because it's a felony offense to file such a report. And I filed a FAA lower craft report regarding this sighting. I did never use the word UFO. I said extremely large craft passed incredibly low to the ground.
Can you explain exactly what that means, that FAA report that you say is criminal? I don't understand.
It's an FAA report is like when you see an aircraft do something or almost crash or something like that, you can report it. As a citizen, you can report this thing. And when you file that the FAA has to report this because the pilots are supposed to report these kind of incidents, and if they don't, then they do it. Somebody files a FAA report and no incident was filed on it, they can get in trouble and they can have their license pulled.
Oh, I see. So it's not the person.
Yeah, it's a felony offense to falsify one of these reports.
Any aircraft pilots in the area that didn't report it when other people are reporting it, they can get in trouble. Am I right? Okay, good. Well, good.
So it's a felony offense to report to falsify a FAA report. So the fact, when I filed the FAA report, I made sure not to use the word UFO. But it could backfire on you then.
If all the pilots say, "Oh no, nothing happened," Ronnie's full of shit, then it could backfire on you, and you could actually get charged for making this report. Then.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I mean, they can examine. They got radar footage, and they can look at it, and they can see if there was an incident or not. And I would be subjecting myself to federal penalties. So, it's, you don't file this unless it's a real deal.
Yeah, and you do have a lot of evidence supporting it, so I guess that's something to shake a stick at, that since you have this evidence, then you weren't afraid to give this report.
Right, yeah, I've got the footage of it. And I personally witnessed it, and I caught it on camera, and so there's no doubt that there was something there. And we had a conference call with the FAA, and they told me that all craft were in that area were accounted for. But they didn't say they didn't see anything on radar. They just said what I seen. They said I should report my UFO to Newfork National UFO Reporting Center, and they actually called it a UFO.
Wow.
So
okay.
When the FAA says it's a UFO,
Whoa.
in other words, and here's the sad thing. Now, if this is a V-shaped craft, a half-mile east part of the V. If something this large is in the Texas sky and they don't know what it is, you think that this is American airspace, and you think somebody would be concerned about that, and it's like, come on now, this is a half-mile craft, each half of the V, it's 1 mile in total length. If this thing would have crashed to the ground, you literally need a golf cart to drive around it, and it's in the Texas sky, and we don't know what it is, and the FAA don't know what it is. They apparently saw it on radar, but they don't know what it was. And I caught it on video. So there's and it never made the news. And that shocks me that they don't come out and make this show this in the news. It's just incredible. I just can't believe it.
Adam, do you have any thoughts on this? Are you getting any readings about this craft that he saw at all?
I have.
Uh-oh, his girlfriend's thinking about his dick again. Okay,
yeah,
try to concentrate on something other than her vagina.
As of late, I have sensed quite a number of craft coming into the solar system, and so yeah.
I just meant, like, as you were listening to Ronnie, sometimes you dive into people and pull things out without even trying. I was wondering if you pulled anything from him.
Mm-hmm.
I did. I actually felt something. I believe the craft that he saw was, I don't know if I should say it. Maybe I should. Write it. I'm going to write it in the chat room. Do not look in the chat room, and then you tell me what you think. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Anyways, I wrote it in the Spreaker chat room what I think, and Adam we're gonna see between two psychics if he's gonna come up with the same thing I did.
Okay. Well, the general impression that I got while being, quite honestly, half listening, was that well, the crafts almost seem angular, almost and the silver almost the I really need to ground and center.
Okay, don't worry. If it's not coming to you easily, then don't try that hard. You're gonna wear yourself out, buddy. I think he's.
This has been a tiring day.
Yeah, I think he's thinking about something else. Adam, he wants to be a cowboy. He doesn't want to have a horse. He just wants the girl inside himself. Nothing wrong with it, buddy. Nothing wrong with
Nope.
it. Hey, whatever, if that makes you happy, you deserve to be happy, man.
Yep. And I certainly am. I'm definitely the happiest I've been in a long time.
As long as she's not one of these mail order ones.
No, she certainly isn't.
Where'd you meet her? Did you meet her actually, like, in person or online?
Not yet. I'll be meeting her in person. I think next year.
Oh no!
She lives in the Philippines.
Uh-oh. That means you have to send money. And
No, she's not like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you better keep looking. I had a feeling about that. Yeah, I would not be too serious at all. And I'll tell you some experience I had later with one of these people that online, and all of a sudden showed up at my door. Wow. And then I couldn't hardly get rid of her. And wow. Totally just, I didn't think that was going to happen. Like, you wouldn't think in a million years. When she asked for my address, she lives in the Caribbean, like I'm thinking, oh, whatever, All of a sudden she shows up at my door with a suitcase. Yeah, buddy. Not that it was all bad or anything, but it just was, it freaked me out. It freaked everyone in my family out. It was like, whoa.
Did she have her family too?
Actually, that's when I got out of there. When she started moving the rest of her family up is when I got the fuck away. I'm getting the fuck out of here. That's it. This is getting too real. Because the more of them that there are coming over, the more pushier they are, and the more they want their way and everything their way. And all of a sudden, you don't have a life anymore of your own.
Yeah, Adam should just go to Thailand. Yeah, Thailand, Adam.
Oh,
that's where you should go.
There's lots of them that are here already. If you like Asian women, just meet one in the area that's already here.
I was with a Vietnamese chick for 8 hours today, so I know what you mean.
Yeah. So, yeah, anyway, let's get back to Josh Gates. And I haven't done it yet. I think we all got to go definitely and find his Twitter. And we got to definitely help Ronnie on this one. Everybody listen, you got to do this. He's got a great opportunity here to be on Expedition Unknown with my buddy Josh Gates. I've talked to him a couple times, but I'd never had him on my Twitter. Like, it was through somebody else. It's a while.
Yeah,
I
got him on my
never
Twitter,
thought to add him on my Twitter or anything, or even ask him to be. It's somebody that I always wanted to get on my show, but I I forgot about it. I just put it out of my mind. But now I think I'd probably give him an invite. And yeah, that'd be awesome. But let's try to find him. I'm gonna find it. See if we can find his Twitter. You don't happen to know it, do you? Anybody?
Let me look here.
Joshua Gates. I think I found him. I got him already. Yeah, it's real easy. It's just Josh Gates. Joshua Gates at Joshua Gates. Yeah, and it's yeah, that's him. I just followed him right now. Nice. Okay, and now I'm gonna tweet to him. I'm gonna ask him. Make sure that you get Ronnie Dawson on your show. Or please get everybody do this. Retweet my tweet. I'm gonna put it out on hashtag 47talk. I'm gonna put please get Ronnie Dawson on your show.
Yeah, they have a Expedition Unknown site too.
Okay, so I'm gonna give him your Twitter. What is it? I'm gonna put at. Please get at. What's your Twitter name?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, it's at Ronnie_Dawson. Ronnie Dawson at Ronnie_Dawson.
Yeah, Ronnie Dawson. At Ronnie_Dawson. Please get.
Yeah.
Okay. On your show. All right, we did it. Later on, Ronnie's got to get up early, so I have a second guest coming in. Guess who it's going to be, folks? I think you've seen it from the poster I put up. It's going to be Barry Webster from Res Squatching Team. He's got some new stuff to share with us tonight too, and he's got a big event coming up that he wants to plug, and yeah, so do you, Ronnie. That's this thing. I want to get you on this with Joshua Gates. I really want to get you on this show. So
yeah, that'd be awesome. I would love to get something like that. I've never, my story is still pretty unheard of here in the United States. Like I said, I've made international news. I've had the Japanese at my house filming, caught on camera, but here in the United States, nobody knows who I am yet. So it'd be great to get my story out there. And I really I want everybody to know who I am and what my story is, that was the whole point of, I wrote the Ronnie Dawson UFO story just so that something happened to me, the story would still be out there, But like I said, it's a book written by a truck driver. It's I'm not J.K. Rowling, and I don't claim to be, but it's in case something happened, I want the story to still be told. So.
Okay, I just put please get Ronnie Dawson on your show. A hashtag for it. I don't know what else to write without sounding like too much. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just gonna leave it at that. Cool.
That's awesome, man. But they sounded very interested. I just hadn't heard anything yet. But they talked like they were very excited to find out about my story, and they saw the pictures, and I talked to the producer. So yeah, it'd be a great deal. Even the locals in my community are hoping something like this goes down. They're all crushing on Josh Gates.
And did you see anything recently? Any new sightings?
I have an annual sighting. These guys come back the last week of February, the first week of March, and this year, my whole family got to see them. My family has never seen anything. It always happens when I'm out in the middle of nowhere. But this year, the funny thing that happened, we had two meteors the night before they showed up, and there was two sonic booms within 10 minutes apart. And the news said the sonic booms were caused by meteors. But, man, I have been watching meteors my whole life. I work outdoors, and I've never heard a sonic boom associated with a meteor. Now, maybe you guys have, but I've never have. I've never heard it. And we had two of them 10 minutes apart. And the next night, my family we went to a birthday party over in Breckenridge, Texas, which is about 30 miles away. And coming back, we seen some lights, and my wife was actually the first one that spotted them. I said, "Look, she said, look at those weird lights. And I said, that's it. That's what I see every year, you know, these sequencing lights. And we saw them, and then everybody was excited. And I said, a Dawson Family Encounters lights. And I put it on my YouTube channel. And the first part of the video, I was filming it through the windshield. You can't see the lights, but you can hear the excitement in everyone's voice. So I wanted to leave it in there. Then later on, we had 3 different cameras, and we filmed the lights for like 40 minutes. And everybody in the family got to watch them for a good long time. And the sky was so clear, you could see no airplanes. We could see planes 30 miles away, but there was no lights anywhere around. There was no planes anywhere around these lights. And, of course, the news said that the military was dropping flares, but there was no jets around these lights at all, anywhere. You know, we could see jets 30 miles away, and there was nothing around where these lights were coming on and off and sequencing. And so everybody was excited. Everybody got to see them this year. And every year they put, the last 2 years they put on a light show for me. But nothing is as amazing as I saw in 2011. That was an incredible sighting there, and I caught some amazing footage. That's the one that shows the creatures on the craft surface. But every year it's like they come back and I don't know. It's almost like maybe I'm a test subject for disclosure. They're seeing if I've changed or if it's affected me or whatever, and if everything looks cool, maybe one of these days they'll come down and shake hands. Who knows, man? And then I'll get some really good footage, up close and personal footage.
Yeah, and damn, it's early enough. I could have phoned our other buddy, Jim. Damn. I should have thought about that earlier. UFO Buster Radio's in our chat room, and then I just thought of Jim.
Jim Marlin, yeah.
Yeah.
I called him earlier, but he wouldn't answer the phone, so I haven't heard from him in a while. I'm getting kind of concerned, you know. He's been pretty quiet. I haven't heard anything from him, so I don't know what's going on. I've been trying to research that metal sphere that he has, and I just recently got turned down by a Pipeline X-ray company. They didn't want to mess with it. They're afraid of it, I guess. I don't know. They wouldn't X-ray it for me.
You think some petroleum company is going to help you with that? And if they'll steal it, you'll never see it again. Your family will get threatened, and you'll just have to shut up.
Well, they have these mobile X-ray trucks. We could bring it out there and we could X-ray it, and we would never have to let go of it. You know, it would constantly be in our possession at the time the X-rays were being done, and that was the advantage of having the Pipeline X-ray truck do it. So we're still looking, but we just haven't found anyone yet. We're going to take it to. Jim said that he'd be willing to take it to the Aurora UFO Festival. And so we may take it to Aurora with us, and we'll let everybody handle and play with it, and we'll get it some exposure to some world-class ufologists there, and perhaps some people that would help us do what we want to do, which is get an X-ray of it and not steal it.
All right, I'm going to open up the lines. We're going to take a short break, and anybody wants to talk to Ronnie, including UFO Buster Radio, I forget your name, but welcome to our chat room. Love your show. I'd love it if you called in, man. Call it. It's Manny, right?
Manny Moonraker.
Yeah, Manny, call in. Our number is 775-990-8447. And that's my Skype call-in line. Or you can find me at Wolfman Mike 47 in Skype as well. But, yeah. You're welcome to call in. And I'm going to do a short break here. Anybody have anything to add before we go to break? Adam?
Nope.
Oh, wow. You're mad at me, aren't you?
Not really, no.
No, I was kidding. If your intuition tells you to go with this chick, I would say go for it. Like I said, if it makes you happy, you deserve to be happy.
Yep.
All right.
What do you think, Ronnie? You think he's going to end up with goblins scratching underneath his bed and looking for a laser in his bedroom?
I think that would be. I think might be the better option.
Oh man, yeah. Ronnie, I don't know if you heard his other show. He's the Goblin Man. He was attacked by extraterrestrials that resembled goblins, wearing some kind of a steel exoskeleton armor kind of thing, and they had metal claws and scratched all up underneath his bed and tore through his house, left all kinds of.
Yeah, some of these Aztec mummies that they're finding are very about the same size as my guys, and I'm like, yeah, it's creepy. When I seen how small they were, and they said that they were a different species from the first one, and they seemed to be reptilian, and I'm like, man, these look very similar to my guys, man. And I looked all through the internet, and I've never been able to find anything about the right size and the right build. But these things that he has down there, they seem to be very similar to what was in my house running around. And I hope it's a real deal. You know, I can't guarantee that it is, but if it was, that would be amazing because I've seen them up close and personal. Hey, Jim Marlin is actually calling me right now from San.
All right, well. Can you add him in, or give him my call-in number? Give him my call-in number.
All right.
And then he can call in. I'll add him to the call. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna go on break here, guys, and we're gonna get a hold of Jim, and we will be right back on Monster Castle.
Paranormal
Monster Castle. Monster Castle Paranormal Digital Radio.
Who renounce this superstitious the MCD.
You've seen ghosts? Talk about
the laboratory
aliens,
where frightful experiments are conducted.
Are you kidding me, Wolfman? You literally had ghosts calling on a ghost spot. A lot of credibility. Lake Monster gobble you up in one fucking bite. I'm calling you out, my friend. You were scared of the girl from Texas. Well, I sure wouldn't be sitting there admiring the rippling iron and the rippling fucking muscle of the fucking marsupial. You're scarier than a Sasquatch. Oh my goodness. Who in the world are you? Oh, like the angry as blood. Do your neighbors hear you? You must live in the forest for you to yell that loud.
The Monster Castle Paranormal Radio.
So, we're waiting to hear back from Ronnie here. I'm wondering, Alicia. Chad. All right. Then I'm going to have to use my psychic. Something's telling me that is Eric. But I could be wrong. I don't know. I got him. Eric, you know how he always does funny names in there? I don't know.
Yeah.
Could be Eric. But if it's because I'm already following Alicia, so I don't know. Maybe I follow everybody that follows me. So
Yeah.
whoever it is very intriguing.
Yep.
We're both quite interested.
Yep.
I've got a sound effect just for the occasion. When I look at Alicia's profile picture, it kind of makes me feel like this.
Yeah.
Did you talk to him, Ronnie?
Yeah, I did, and I gave him the number. He said he was down in the pasture burning trash, and he talked like he would call, so hopefully he will.
All right. I'll just keep a really good eye out on that computer then for a call coming in.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you. That'd be awesome. Oh, boy. I know you got to go soon. Yeah, your hour is gone by, sir. But you're allowed. You're welcome to stay on. I don't have Barry until 11.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can hang on a little bit longer. I just gotta make sure I get to bed here before 10 o'clock so I can get some rest. And since what I do is quite dangerous, and I can not only kill myself but other people.
Oh yeah, you should explain to the people like that don't know you what a little bit about what you do. He's an oil field worker.
Yeah, I'm a hazmat driver.
He works with my most hated substance on earth, petroleum.
Oh yes. Yes, I haul crude oil from point A to point B to the pipeline from rural locations across Texas, and that's why I see UFOs is because I work at night out there in some of the most rural outback places in the state of Texas. It's scary that you're so far away. Some of the places I go are 10 miles off the pavement, and if ET's out there creeping around, I'll be one of the first people to come across him. And for about 25 years, I could say that I never did come across him. But in 2010, we started coming across, me and ET started crossing paths, and I started seeing some stuff that just can't be explained. Spheres of light moving through the trees and stuff like that. And then later I seen the craft. And then when we shot the laser at the craft, and then they made an appearance at my home and terrorized the hell out of me. Ransacked my house, and they run amok all around my house, and these were the little 18-inch things that, it's almost very similar to the what the mummies, the Nazca mummies that Jamie Masson is finding down there now. It could be the same thing. They've carbon dated these things to be 400 years AD, but mine were alive in 2010. So, and they look plenty healthy.
Yeah, you like when you're working in an oil field, you never know what you're going to dig into, right?
Well, things I've come across. I went up the catwalks before and had mountain lions jump over my head. I went up the catwalks on top of the tanks and then realized I was sitting in a bunch of turkeys. And on one occasion, I walked around the back of my truck, and it was dark back there because my work lights weren't working, and my face hit something big and hairy, and whatever it was so big that it stopped me dead in my tracks, and then it grunted at me, and I turned with shaky knees and stumbled back to my truck, and got my flashlight, and I got the courage to go back there to see what it was, and I got my pipe wrench to hit it, and I had my flashlight, and I went back there to see what it was, and when I walked back there to check it out, I had walked into the rear end of a horse. It's a miracle it didn't kick me, and I walked right into its tail.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I thought I walked into Bigfoot or something. It scared the hell out of me, man. I thought I done smacked into Bigfoot back there, but what it was, I walked right into the butt end of a horse.
What year were you born? If you don't mind me asking, what's your Chinese? What's your Chinese zodiac? What's your Chinese zodiac sign? Actually, is what I really want to know.
Sagittarius, yeah.
No, the Chinese one, the animal sign in the Chinese zodiac it depends on what year you're born.
Oh, 1960. It seemed like I'm the rat or something like that. I don't know.
1960?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the dragon.
I'm a horse, so I'm not sure. I don't think you're a horse. You're not a horse. I was thinking if you were a horse, then that's probably why it didn't kick you. Because you're already a horse.
I'm a rat. I'm a rat. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't kick me. But you talking about scaring the hell out of you. I mean, when you're walking back there and you walk into something that's bigger than you are, and it stops you dead in its track, and you can feel its coarse hair on your face.
You're lucky that you didn't
my gosh,
like fall with your hand right into a certain orifice in the back end, kind of like. Whoa.
No,
where's my hand in?
Wow.
I just bounced off of it. I bounced off of it, and then with shaky knees, I walked back to my truck. and then it crawled in the truck and shook for a little while, and then kind of got mad at myself for not confronting my fear. So then I got my flashlight in my wrench, and I went and to see what the hell this thing was, and it was the ass end of a horse, and I walked right into the rear end of it. And he was nice enough not to kick the living hell out of me.
When they're grazing at night, they bump into each other and stuff. He probably just thought you were some other animal that was just grazing with him. Probably didn't think much of it at all. Yeah.
And we come across a lot of snakes out there. So I've had snakes. I've had some really close calls with rattlesnakes striking at me. And that's pretty scary.
Did you guys see Eric, the Awakening Man, on Twitter? He posted, or somebody else posted in his a picture of this guy, mugshots of this guy, and he's got reptilian eyes, and you can zoom right in, and they swear it's not Photoshop. He's got reptilian shaped eyes, like the pupils have the diamond shaped pupil, and then they found another photo of him in, like, one's a mugshot, I think, and then the other one is just some other photo of him, and the same thing. You can see the same thing in the other photo, so it's not just one photo of this guy. And I think it's just some random guy that somebody noticed it on. I don't know who he is or anything. I don't think he's anybody special, but it is really freaky looking at his eyes, man. Reptilian eyes.
Holy crystalline widget.
Yeah. Ride 'em, cowboy. Come on, Adam. Get that girl over here. Where's she coming? Come on, girl. Come on over and see her. Adam wants you. Have a ride. Everybody get on board. Have a ride with Adam. Calgary Stampede.
Oh, yeah.
You know, girls, men that stutter, actually in bed, it's something you'd like. I'll let you use your imagination on that one. Yeah, it's something you'd like in bed. Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Oh shit. I hope Ronnie didn't try phone. I mean, I hope Jim didn't try phone. I wasn't looking. No, he must. He did not.
Okay.
Damn. I wish I had his number offhand here. I do actually. I can find it and then just call him.
Okay. I can.
I have it on.
I can give it to you.
I have it on my phone too, but maybe it might have changed. So drop it in the Skype chat, and no one else will see it.
Okay.
Because we don't want to be giving away. Even though he probably wouldn't mind, but not unless we ask his permission. Do I want to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can just dial him easily and yeah, get this on the road. Dial pad. Uh-oh. Adam, she's thinking about you again.
Yes, she is.
We really have to listen every time. Oh my God. Okay. 0.
Wow.
You know how many, I don't even want to tell everyone, like, it's going to scare the other girls away, but Adam has a lot of girls after him.
Yes, I certainly do.
Wow.
I was with one of them for 8 hours today.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, how tall are you, Adam?
I'm 5'11".
Yeah. And you're only like maybe 30 years old, something like that, right? 31?
I'm 28.
28, wow.
And turning 29 next month.
I'm jealous. I didn't get my psychic abilities till like fully on strong until probably a couple of years ago, where I was able to really use them for any. I had abilities, but I really didn't know how to control them.
Yeah, those would be called latent abilities.
Until I started realizing that intuition, what we call intuition, is the same thing as psychic abilities. It's exactly the same thing. It is psychic abilities.
It all functions on the same energies, yeah.
And that little voice in the back of your head telling you, don't turn this way, don't go down this road, and then you find out later that would have been a really bad move.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, we're trying this out and see if he answers. Hopefully, this could get really good. Oh, come on. Please, 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 please. I think he might be busy.
The wireless customer you are calling is not available. Please try again later. El cliente de servicio móvil al que llama no se
Is it going to let us leave a message?
Favor de intentar más tarde. Message 1, US01LV.
Oh, okay. It's not letting me leave a message. Damn. But I can actually leave him a type message telling him who it was, okay? just so he knows that was me. Yeah, this will actually send right to his text message.
And don't forget to send the steaming pile of crap emoji when they text him.
What? I don't have that. Why would I do that?
He wouldn't know what that is. Trust me. He would be going, "What is that? I don't know what that is."
Maybe, yeah. Manny might be right. Jim could be transforming into Bigfoot right now. It is possible. Entirely possible. Yeah, actually, Ronnie has also seen a Bigfoot as well, had an encounter with one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very nipple.
I believe the Bigfoot actually got quite upset and tore a big branch off of a tree and threatened you guys with it, and you thought your guns were not big enough, and I don't remember what happened after that.
Oh, yeah. You would have just
something to shake his stick at.
Yeah.
Would have just pissed this thing off. This is a 22. Yeah, 22 is just going to piss this thing off, man. But yeah, he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy we came across him, and I think he was planning on hanging out there a few days, and we kind of interrupted him, and he wasn't excited to see us. And I was, I wishing I would have got a good look at his face, but I know what I was looking at was 4 feet wide and 7 feet high. And I saw his shoulders. I saw his upper arms and his shoulders is what I saw. And I never could get a good look at his head. He was going from one side of the tree to the other looking at me. But I could see that he was big enough that a 22 caliber rifle wasn't big enough to do anything with him but other than piss him off. And so I started backing out of there, and I was afraid that this thing was going to give chase. And then I kept hearing the brush thrash next to me over there, and it kept scaring the hell out of me. And I was backing out of there, and then I saw what it was making the thrashing noise. He was throwing rocks, and I mean big rocks at me. If he'd have hit you with one of these, it would have probably killed you. And at that point, I just turned and ran. And, I went for a long time and didn't tell anybody about that. It's like, nobody's going to believe you. Nobody's going to believe that, And, but my buddy, he headed out there before I did, and I was afraid he was going to leave me down there with this pissed off thing. So I was in a hurry to get to the pickup before he took off, because I knew he was scared, but I didn't know how scared he was. I didn't know if he was scared enough to leave me out in the wilderness with this thing. And I sure didn't want to be left out here with it. That would have been creepy trying to walk out of that canyon with a Bigfoot on my trail.
I for one believe you. I've never seen one myself, but and by the way, shout out to Tiffany, Goddess of Love, in the chat room. Haven't seen her for a while. Right on. Love you, girl. She's also a pretty powerful psychic. Yeah. The Bigfoot that I encountered with my uncle in British Columbia. We were tracking one. We had footprints. He had a big gun. He had a big shotgun, double barrel. And he put like big, huge, not little pellets in there, like the big ones where there's only like 4 or 5 balls in a shell, Oh yeah, buckshot. Bears, like you can take out a bear with this shit that he had in there. Yeah. That's what you call it? Yeah, I don't really know. I just know that when I was fairly little then, I just remember he showed me the ones that he put in his gun, and it wasn't for hunting turkey.
No, you can actually kill deer with those.
Oh yeah. No, they were pretty big. They were the size of marbles. Like the balls of lead were the size of marbles that he had in there.
Holy pickle hump.
Yeah. And yeah, we tracked a Bigfoot, but we didn't see it. But I think I could smell it. It kind of smelled like a skunky smell. Do you remember a smell at all, Ronnie?
Not. I don't remember a smell. I don't think I was really close enough to smell it. I mean, I was probably 30 to 40 feet from it, and I could see it easily and see it clearly, and but I couldn't smell it, and it was pretty intense. It was a pretty intense encounter, and yeah, like I said, I really wasn't paying much attention to the smell. I was just trying to figure out what in the hell it is. It could be that big out here besides us, you know. And I mean, we don't have anything around here that big. And just to see something that big and to see something moving through the trees, this thing was moving through the trees like a monster, man. I mean, the trees, you could see it. You couldn't see it, but you could see the trees moving as it moved through them. And then finally I got to where I could see it, and I realized that, yeah, it was big coming through the trees. And then when I actually got to see it, it was at 7 feet high. It's 4 feet wide. Had the biggest muscular arms, like football player arms on it, and big stout shoulders. And I got to see I didn't get to see the lower part of it. I just seen the upper arms and shoulder of it. I didn't get to see a good glimpse of the head on it, but it was one big son of a gun, and he wasn't happy to see us.
Yeah. But if you were 30 feet away, you would have smelled it. They give off quite an odor. I think the wind must have been going the other way then or something.
Yeah, it could have been. I don't remember which way the wind was blowing, but I remember, I remember it was time to leave. It was,
like when you see something.
I tried to hold my ground. I tried to be brave, but after we had two of us with guns, if my buddy would have stuck there, we might have had a big shootout with this thing. But when he broke and ran, it left me there by myself with this thing, and that rifle I had felt even smaller than it already was. So I decided to try to get the hell out of there instead of fight this thing.
Yeah, they're pretty scary. Like when you see something like that, you everyone says, "Well, this is what I would do if I saw it." But when it actually happens, like you don't even, like you said, you don't remember which way the wind's blowing. You don't remember smelling thing. You don't remember, like, all you probably saw was this thing's huge and it can smush me, and I better get out of here. And you're shitting your pants, you're sweating bullets. It's kind of like when I saw the orb that came right in front of me the one time. The biggest encounter I had was with an energy being, and it manifested right in front of me, and this big huge ball of plasmic energy, hovering in front of me. It was only like 3 feet from me, like, and I think I know what you mean by the fear. Like, I don't think I'd be scared this time, but that freaked me out because I heard about things like that, but I never actually thought it would just manifest right in front of me like that,
Well, the old man down there, he told us a story of one of his sons that went down there, and he was deer hunting and coming back from deer hunting, and he heard a sound behind him, and he had a shot in his deer rifle, and he spun around, and this thing was standing right behind him and was reaching for him, and he got a shot off and hit it, and this thing grunted and retreated. And the next day, the farmer went down there and looked at the tracks, and he could see a little bit of blood, and the old rancher said that he saw the strangest tracks that he'd ever seen in his life going across a sandy creek. And he said there was some blood. So whatever it was bleeding, but not real bad. And he said he'd watch the buzzards and find out if anything died over there. That's how they tell if anything's dead. And the buzzards never did circle, so he just figures that whatever he hit it good enough to scare it away, but not enough to kill it. And that guy, he never would go deer hunting again. He would not go down in that property after dark. after that encounter, and we just laughed about it. This happened probably 5 years before our encounter, and we just kind of laughed about it. We thought, yeah, he was probably drunk or something, and we didn't think anything about it until we encountered the thing ourselves. And we just wasn't expecting that. I figured the most dangerous thing down there was us with us with rifles. I wasn't afraid of anything like that. I run my traps at 4 o'clock in the morning sometimes, in the dark. And after this encounter, I wouldn't go down there until after it got daylight to run the traps, and it was really spooky going back down there. And after we seen this thing, it must have left the area because we started actually catching some animals in our traps.
Ronnie, this is Melvin Spacely. Can I ask you, were you trying to trap the goblins?
Oh, the goblins don't like it, apparently, when you shoot lasers at the UFOs. So that's a sure way to attract a goblin.
Oh, yeah. Do is shoot, if we see a UFO, shoot lasers at it, if you want to be attacked by goblins.
Yeah. And I think really what it is the goblins are like subservience to something else. I think they're like a recon team. They came into my house to check out the laser because once they got to the area where the laser was being kept, the encounter stopped. So it's like they were here just investigating the laser. And they're good little recon guys. They're incredibly strong and incredibly fast, and
why do you think they were scratching underneath your bed, just to scare you, to immobilize you, so you wouldn't interfere with them?
I don't know. I think the top of the box spring had like a wire, and if it wasn't for that wire, they'd have dug up through the mattress, and who knows? They might have tore my ass plumb to bits, man. I think the wire that was going across the top of the box springs probably saved my ass because they were definitely trying to get through that box springs up underneath me, and I couldn't do anything to stop them.
And they burrowed their way in through the floor.
Oh yeah, you could see when I went up underneath the house. I went up underneath the house the next day with a pistol to make sure they wasn't nesting up underneath there. And I had my buddy Alan outside with this phone in case I run into anything. But I couldn't live here in my house in any kind of peace, wondering if they're still up underneath there. So I had no choice but to go up underneath there and check it out. As scared as I was, I made myself go up under there and check it out. And I could see where they had scratched the hole in the bottom of the thing. And there were scratch marks, and not shark claws like tiger claws, but strong enough that they could do some damage to some wood, kind of like strong, dull claw marks, but not sharp like tiger claw marks.
I thought you said they had some kind of metal claws on their hands and some kind of armor. I
yeah, kind of like grizzly claws, like you'd see grizzly claw marks on a tree, but not like tiger, not razor sharp claw marks. Yeah. Like they may have had claws, but not like tiger sharp claws.
I hear you. But still very strong. Like you could still gouge, punch. And did they have 3 fingers?
I never did get a good look at their hands. I saw the claw marks, and it looked. From the way the claw marks looked, it looked like they may have had 3 fingers with claws on them. And the underneath of the house had some really good claw marks, and I was hoping to go up underneath there and take some pictures of it. But I have to realize that it's kind of scary going up underneath there. Even to this day, man, it's hard to get myself to go up underneath there. And I was wanting to get up underneath there and try to get some physical evidence and take some pictures and stuff like that of the claw marks that made the hole. And but I had a water line bust in that bathroom, and it flooded that bathroom, and the whole floor rotted out over there. And so it ruined my chance to get some good evidence of the claw marks. And I've got to replace that floor now and there.
Did you take good pictures of all this evidence at all?
I went in there. Yeah, I went in there. I went underneath the house looking for live aliens, man. I mean, I really wasn't concerned with gathering any kind of evidence, and that would have been the perfect time to try to get some evidence. But like I said, people could just say that's anything could have clawed that. It's not going to prove anything to anyone unless they believe you in the first place. But I was actually underneath there looking for live aliens. I wasn't real concerned with evidence at that time. I was worried about getting attacked. And I crawled up underneath there and investigated the house. And I had a bag of mothballs that I had thrown up underneath there. And the sack was torn to shreds and all the mothballs were missing. And I had just thrown them up underneath there not very long ago. And that's one of the only things that was really missing from the house was my big sack of mothballs that I had thrown up underneath the house. And we do that down here in the South because it supposedly keeps out snakes and keeps out skunks and keeps out varmints and stuff like that. So I decided I bought several boxes of mothballs and had a big mesh bag, and I put them in it, and I threw it up underneath the house when I was up under there doing some leveling on the house about a month or two earlier. And all the mothballs were gone, and the sack was ripped to pieces. So I don't know if they did it or who did it or what did it, but I thought it was amazing that like 4 boxes of mothballs would be missing. Very strange. But I'm lucky nothing attacked me up underneath there, but I could sleep a lot better at night knowing nothing was nested up underneath there like that.
Yeah, there's some pretty cool chat going on. Apparently, some friends of Goddess of Love, one of our frequent chat room people, she hasn't been here for a while, Tiff. Anyway, she has friends that feed Bigfoot from a McDonald's. And apparently they like McDonald's food. Ugh. Oh, man. Poor creature. I guess,
we had some other encounters in this area, but this was back in the middle 70s. And I have a hard time believing that there'd be any around here anymore because we have just deer hunting has just went crazy down here. There are whole camps of people down there. There are cameras everywhere, and the backcountry now it's just not the same as it used to be. There are houses back there. There are just cities of hunters back there. And it is not the same as it used to be, and I just can't imagine any Bigfoot being around here anymore. But back then, it was very. There was places back there where, I mean, you had like the stock pond where we encountered this thing. The roads were so washed out, you actually had to walk to it. You couldn't drive to it, and we walked up there hunting bullfrogs. Was the reason that we were up there, and like I said, this was a very isolated place, and it was to be the perfect place for a Bigfoot to hang out and eat frogs. And I think that's exactly what he was doing.
Wow. Have you ever heard killing frogs? What would you do with them?
We eat the legs.
Okay.
The legs are
the bullfrogs, big legs, and they're good.
Frog legs. Yeah. They're really good if you've ever had them. They're excellent.
That's just like reptilian humanoids. They taste just like chicken, too. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me and a caveman friend of mine used to go hunting reptilian humanoids. We'd have a campfire in the woods, and you know what? When you eat reptilian humanoids, nobody knows they went missing. Nobody goes and looks for them. At least no policemen or anyone like that. Just maybe other reptilian humanoids.
Yeah.
But, you just have one guy confronts them, The other guy has to use, like your ability, like a ninja, to hide and don't give and state of no thought, Mushin, so no one can read your mind.
Oh yeah,
And
we got
that's
some
important.
we got some new breed of snakes down here in Texas right now.
Yeah,
called
once you get up behind him,
sandpackers.
though, it's real easy, eh? You just, the other guy just sneaks up behind, and that's it. You got another reptilian humanoid dinner.
Yeah, have you ever heard of the sandpacker snakes?
Yeah.
Or a new snake that we have down here in Texas, and they travel in pairs, and what happens is they travel in pairs and they're really sneaky and dangerous. And the first one trips you, and the second one packs your ass full of sand.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, we are on a little bit early tonight, but like Ronnie's got to go to work early, so I've started the show early, and I'll just keep going for a while. I can't get Barry on till 11, so that's in a half hour anyway. But yeah, that's why we started early. But I'll probably keep this going for a while, guys. It'll be a long show tonight. If not, I might do a double. I know Ronnie's got to go soon.
Yeah, you call Jim Marlin again here in a little bit. He's a late night. He stays up late, I think. So
I'll try him again. It won't hurt. I'll just try him again right now.
yeah.
I don't think he'd get upset. Worst thing, actually he likes when I phone him. He told me that. Because if he's not answering, he said, definitely call me back. Keep calling. Because weird things happen to this gentleman. he gets abducted weekly. And when you can't get an answer, it's usually because he's being abducted. That's what he told me. Otherwise, his phone is right beside him the whole time. So if he's not answering, he told me straight out, it's weird. If I'm not answering, it's weird. Especially he just called you.
Yeah.
And now he's not answering.
He was.
And this is exactly what happened last time.
Yeah, he was down in the pasture, so.
Oh, okay, well, that's different. If he's down in the pasture, then, well, that doesn't mean he can't get abducted. But it usually happens in his bed, though, as soon as he lays down. Yeah. He must be doing something. You said he was clearing brush or something?
Yeah, burning brush or something like that.
Oh, he's
down
probably
there,
got
so.
a tractor with like a front end loader thing that he's using to push it, bush.
Yeah,
and
he
brush
was.
and stuff.
He was talking about having a UFO conference down there at one point. He's got the perfect place for it. He's got a ranch on private property down there, so. And he was talking about having and he's an organizer, and he was talking about having his own UFO conference down there. So I'll be like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. How about
Hey, I talked to old Jesse Marcel III. You seen the guy in the Roswell UFO? The guy holding the balloon up in the newspaper picture. Mm-hmm. Oh, Jesse Marcel III is his grandson.
Yeah, Roswell grandson, right? Isn't it?
Yeah. And I talked to him. I talked to him down there, and he was telling me some of the strange stuff. He practically lived over there at Dwight Patterson for several years, and some of the stuff he was talking about, it sounded like E.T. wants their spacecraft back, and he was talking about some of the like moving fireballs and stuff like you had seen, and he's got it in a book. Some of the crazy stuff that he's seen at Dwight Patterson while he was there.
Oh, yeah. That's an article I read. There was in Africa, somewhere in Africa, this week, there was a huge fireball seen by hundreds of people. An unexplainable fireball kind of thing like that, like I seen. A big one, yeah. I read it. I half read the article this afternoon, but I got busy doing things and I forgot to read the rest of it. So, but yeah, if you Google it, fireball, African fireball sighting.
Wow.
Yeah, that was just this week. Yeah. Anybody got that? Okay. Right on. Well, I'm sure they'll find it. People in the chat room will definitely find that if they look for it and post it up on in our chat room or hashtag 47talk in Twitter. If it's not already there, I think that's where I've seen it actually.
Huh.
Where did I see that? Okay, I think it was in @Awakening Man's Twitter. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Google it.
But those little creatures, man. They were like, that because even the big craft, it had more than one species on it, and it's like these ants mummies they're finding down there. They're saying they're different species and stuff, and this was several different species that were like working together like a thing craft. I seen one that looked like a dragon-looking thing, and then another one is like, man, I don't know. It's like a big blob-looking creature with arms sitting on the deal. Then another one is like, it looked kind of like a T-Rex, but except it has long arms that come out of its back. And then when we did the X-ray, I did the X-ray enhancement of the image, and it has like an insectoid grasshopper-like mouth. So, man, there's some weird stuff on those pictures. I posted a link to those pictures right here at the very first of the chat on the Spreaker. It's like right after when the show started, I posted a link to some of those pictures.
Yeah. And everybody check those out. They're pretty wild.
So it's kind of odd how you got more than one species. It's almost like a federation of another planet or another galaxy or something like that, And they got different people working together, And that big craft that flew over me, that thing had like some kind of refinery process going on. I know they had a big row of flares. I wish every person on the planet could have been there and seen this thing fly in. I mean, the color of the sky changed, and then it looked like a spear tip coming out of this thing. And this thing, it started coming out. You could see it. It looked like a solid rock. At first, I thought it was a meteor, and I thought, man, we're fixing to get a meteor impact. It's going to be a huge one. It's probably going to take my ass out. And this thing kept coming out, and it kept getting bigger and bigger. It covered the ground 100 yards on each side of me. It took maybe 3 to 4 seconds to pass over me. And when I was on the ground looking up at it, even though it was nighttime, I could see it with the naked eye just as clear because it was only a couple 100 feet up. And it had meteor impacts on it. It wasn't it wasn't metal. It was rock, solid rock. I mean, if you just shot a missile up there and hit it, it would just blow chunks of rock off of it and it would fall back on you. If you tried to shoot it with like some kind of military weapon. And this thing, it slowed to a stop. And then the first part that had went over me started tilting up like a skyscraper, man. It started going straight up in the air. And then when this thing started moving, it changed direction with the grace that you could have been standing on it and not lost your balance. I mean, it just gracefully slowed to a stop. Then it gracefully changed directions. And when this thing accelerated, man, you could just see the air rushing off the surface of it. You could see the air rushing to fill the vacuum that it left. You have to picture something this big taking off at that speed, what it does to the air. Until you see it, you can't really imagine. You could see the air swirling to fill the vacuum that it created. You could see the air rushing off the surface of it like water over a waterfall. And the steam that was trapped on the surface of it rushing over the sides of it as this thing took off. And it was literally like 1 second I was going, oh my God, I'm going to miss the shot. And then 2 seconds later, that thing was going away from me. It went about a mile away from me, and then it stopped, and it kind of flipped, and then it started coming right back at me. And then like 2 seconds later, I was going, oh my God, I got to hide again. It's coming back. And I mean, this thing was moving like you just can't picture anything moving like this. And when it turned and was coming back at me, I could see the surface of it. I could see structures on the surface of it. I could see a tall tower, and it had these glowing blue fluorescent power lines that stretched across the surface through the city of it. And I mean neon
so you're
blue.
still talking about this V-shaped
They
craft?
were beautiful, man. Beautiful power lines were coming off this huge tower, and they were strung through the city.
Can you stop for a sec? Is this the V-shaped craft that you talked about before that you got the pictures of that with the creatures on it?
Yeah, this is the same craft. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to know, just so everybody knows what I was not sure if you were talking about a different sighting or that one that you have the pictures of.
This is the big one. This is the one that yielded the images of the creatures that are towering above the surface on it. I mean, they're tall as a telephone pole. And I had seen them when I was reviewing the footage and the still frame images and trying to enhance them a little bit by brightening the still frames and stuff. And in 2014, first we had 7 still frame images to work with. And it's a new software in 2014 we went from 7 still frames to 24. And when we went to 24, I found that perpetual needle in the haystack when the camera's autofocus lens was where it needed to be. The light was just right so that I could get a decent look, a better look than we had seen before of what's on this thing. And I know what's on this thing isn't man-made. It came from somewhere else, and it's definitely, you could tell by looking at this thing that, humans have these 5 fingers, monkey hands. We're creators. We build beautiful things. Whatever built this thing isn't real concerned about architectural beauty. There's none of the structures on the surface of it are architecturally beautiful. They don't really look that high tech. They look like buildings that have been sprayed over with some kind of a coating or something. There's nothing that looks like it was built by human hands on this thing. Now, there is a row of flares, and these are giant jetting flares, and they're burning something. And when the craft first come over me, you could see a distinct smoke coming from a portion of the craft, and that is because of the flares. These giant row of flares were burning something. I don't know. It's like a refining process going on. And it's been speculated they were probably coming in to just catch inert gases. They were catching oxygen and nitrogen and stuff like that was probably the only reason they entered our atmosphere. Some kind of a mining ship or something. Who knows, man? But, I'm just grateful that I got to see it. I'm grateful that I caught some footage of it. And I've been working ever since 2011 trying to get somebody to believe it. And I have turned it over to the American Skeptic Society and everybody that's wanted to debunk it. I've worked with debunkers. I've worked hand in hand with debunkers. And they asked me to post all my original images to Imgur so that they could enlarge them. They increased the pixels to the size of tennis balls, and they said, if you faked the image, you did so with a process that we've never seen. And I said, it's not fake. That's the reason I'm not afraid to show them anything about my sighting at all. Here it is. It is what it is. It is what it looks like. I've got my story, and luckily I've got some pictures to back up my story. And it's just a question of now getting somebody to believe it, because it's just too incredible to believe. You had to have been there. I wish the whole world could have been there with me. I wish I would have had a paramount quality, and at the time, the camera that I had was a Samsung Tundra. It's a military grade flip phone. They didn't have smartphones yet in 2011. This was the best camera on the market at that time. And I had been seeing some stuff was the reason I had it. So, in 2011, this was about as good as it got. It was one of the first cameras that had video capacity, and it had the military grade so that it could get wet. And I had some problems with taking pictures of these craft because the battery's dead. The batteries die, and I felt like the better shielding on a cell phone would keep the battery from draining, and it did seem like it worked. So I'm still a fan. I still carry a smartphone for whenever I get my chance to record it, because I haven't had luck with the other kind of cameras. I haven't had.
That's what I was going to ask you what you use for capturing, and what you would tend to switch to using. I was told a dash cam works really well, so you don't have to focus. It'll self-focus up front and far away at the same time. A dash cam is awesome for capturing images without having to focus. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I was told. If that's true, then I'm definitely getting one. I don't think they're very expensive, but I'm not going to use it in a car. I'm just going to keep it on myself. And
yeah, I've got a
ready to
Galaxy
use
7
at
that
any
I'm
time.
carrying right now, and that's what I caught the images on
what is
last
it?
March.
What are you using?
Galaxy 7.
Oh, okay. You just use your phone, eh? I
Yeah.
find a phone doesn't work very great for me. I never can get the detail I want, or like things are far away. It doesn't. I can't zoom in good. I got a few things actually. I could post. I do have a UFO picture in my phone right now that I took a couple weeks ago.
At the UFO festival, I was talking to Ron Rieger, and he was like, "Yeah, cameras at night right now suck. They just do. They said take a picture of a car going by at night. Go to near an airport and take a picture of a plane landing, and you'll see that even the best cameras we got right now still suck at night. It's just when you're taking a picture of something at night, it's just disappointing. It's not until we get that great daylight picture of a UFO, and the thing is, there's so many UFO sightings right now that it's really like a competition. That's the reason nobody knows. I've had to go out there and find these ufologists and say, hey, let me show you something, because they just haven't heard of me. And if you're not willing to do that, people think, man, I'm going to see something wild and post it on YouTube and it's going to get 1 million hits. Man, it is not like that. The first UFO video I ever posted right now has 3,000 views. 3,000. And I posted it like in 2011. In 2011, it has 3,000 views. So, unless you just really got something amazing and it's in the daylight, you're not going to get the kind of publicity that you think you will. I've had to actually chase people down and show them my pictures and stuff. But luckily, the ufologists are pretty easy to talk to, and they're willing, and they're excited to look at your stuff, And that's what I found at the UFO conference. People were excited to take a look.
And did you meet Travis Walton there too?
Yeah, I talked to Travis Walton for probably a solid 5 minutes,
What did he think about?
Guy.
I'm sorry. What did he think about your story? Did you guys have anything in common?
Oh yeah, he was asking me, he goes, what I hope to accomplish. And I said, look, Travis, I said, I ain't trying to, I said, I know I have a book out there, but I'm just an old truck driver writing a book. I know I'm no J.K. Rowling. I'm never going to get famous or rich on a book. I have a YouTube channel. I have 1,200,000 views. And I said, all in all, I make about $12 to $15 a month off my royalties and stuff. And I've got people out there saying I'm doing it for the money. Now, come on. I make $12 a month. How much money do you think that is? I would not waste my time for $12 a month, especially with having to deal with some of the people that I've dealt with. And, I have had some run-in with some trolls, and I don't mean like I'll take a troll, then troll the troll, like you do on your show. You do it. Debbie Daly does it. We love trolls, man. We like troll the trolls. But I've had some trolls that, they go out there and they publish my personal data all across the internet. These guys, they tried to force me to remove my YouTube video in court, in a California court. I've got some really nasty people out there that try to force me to take down my YouTube video, and you have to realize that somebody's financing these guys to do that shit. They're not just doing it for a hobby.
I wasn't aware of that. Okay, I got a few things to say quick. You got 10 minutes left. I'm not sure what they're talking about in the chat room. It says, will they, Wolfman? I don't know what. I'm not up on the rest of the conversation, so I'm not sure what you mean. But anyway, everyone, if you want to hear Ronnie or see him on TV, we can help. Josh Gates is already considering him for his show. So I tweeted it in hashtag 47Talk. Everyone should either, I put Joshua Gates. Please get Ronnie Dawson on your show. So everybody like that and retweet it. Send it to your friends that might know Ronnie or anyone that you might want to. All of our friends, whoever can support Ronnie, if you want to see him on TV, and I think that'd be awesome. Yeah, man. If everyone could do that, I'd really, really appreciate it. And I'm sure that you will not be sorry if we get Ronnie on TV. This will be awesome.
And I tell you what, people keep, waiting for, I've got, and even Nigel Watson, he's like a famous ufologist over in the UK. He said that one of my UFO encounter is one of the most interesting in modern times because I actually have an alien recorded on it. I have a UFO with an alien on it, and this thing is. And like I said, there hasn't been a whole lot of effort in enhancing the footage. There has been a lot of research done investigating the footage, but there hasn't been a whole lot of work done enhancing the footage. I would like to get some real world-class professionals to enhance the footage as best as we could possibly get it so that we can see exactly what the hell it is on the surface of this thing. Way better than what I could do. I've done some amazing stuff. I've had a long time to work on it. But I think the potential there's even a potential for even more discovery on the original footage. The original footage still exists in its exact form.
And there is only we have 7 more minutes. If people want to call in and talk to Ronnie Dawson, now's your time. Call 775-990-8447. Also, Mr. Dave Cruz, you have been invited as a co-host on the co-host channel. That would be the hashtag 47talk. You've already been added to the conversation, so you just have to press join. All right. Thank you, Melvin. That was awesome. That was Melvin Spacely, everybody. And Ronnie Dawson. So if anybody wants to ask Ronnie a question, I know he's got to go soon. He's got to get up real early tomorrow and work with petroleum, and it's a dangerous job. He could blow a lot of people up. And that's the truth.
Yeah. Yes, it is. And I think I'll be on the Tracy Austin show out of Las Vegas at the end of this month. So you can catch me there. And then I'll be at the Aurora UFO Festival and possibly with Jim Marlin and his metal sphere. So if we can make that work out, you want to see an alien artifact and hold it in your hands.
Yeah, I definitely want to hold that in my hands.
Oh, yeah. How often do you get a chance to do something like that?
I'd like to try putting things around it like magnets, crystals, different objects, and, like geometric shapes and whatever, and see if anything reacts to it.
Yeah.
Maybe try different temperatures, different light and sound, all kinds of tests I'd love to do on that. Without penetrating it, I could think of thousands of tests that we could do on that. Without even cutting into it or doing anything to it. Just different sounds, light waves, temperatures. Put it inside of a pyramid. Let's stick it in make a pyramid the same size as the Pyramid of Giza, exact dimensions, and then stick that thing in at the King's Chamber and see what happens.
Yeah, maybe like a alien energizer battery.
You never know. Yeah. It could actually power up the pyramid, and some really weird shit could happen that we've never seen for thousands of years.
Yeah. There's no telling, man, what that thing is. But the fact that we have it and the government doesn't, that's pretty cool. And hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah. Okay. And okay, I think we should try one more time on Jim Marlin. Give him a call. See what happens. And Jim is the one who I told a story. Me and Ronnie, a friend of ours, that actually knows Willie Nelson. He was road manager for Willie Nelson's band. And he got to talk to, actually, President Carter. Indirectly, right? I think it was...
oh, yeah.
Not,
yeah, Jim's story is so amazing, man. I mean,
yeah,
it would take 3 hours to tell it all.
He told... the thing that really blows my mind, the one thing, if I could say one thing about him that sticks in my mind, is he told Willie Nelson, ask President Carter if they're real, if UFOs are real, or not. And he got an answer.
Yeah. He said they're real, and they won't let me say a damn thing about it. And it makes me wonder, who is they?
I know who they are. I figured that out.
Hey, Wolfman.
Hey, how you doing, Dave?
Good, man. How are you doing, bro?
Much better. Lots of good friends around me tonight, and coming back strong, and lots of all the old people in my chat rooms make me feel awesome. And it's the people around me. I am so blessed to have them around me right now, and then coming back and having this big of a reception it's very warming to the soul.
I'm good. It's good to see that, man. I'm really glad to hear you, and we got a lot of catching up to do. You know, it's been a while. And
man.
How you doing, Ronnie?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. Just hanging out with you guys, listening to some ufology. It's all good. Ronnie, I wanted to ask you a question. Have you ever heard of the Roswell Rock?
No. It seemed like I read something about that, but I can't remember what it was.
Yeah,
I did.
I know what that is.
I did read something about that. What was that about?
I was just wondering if you ever researched it or if you ever heard of it. But I saw it on one of Tsoukalos's shows. I don't think it was Ancient Aliens. It was a different one. Like it's kind of like In Search of Something or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that show. Yeah, it's.
Oh, you saw it, Mike?
Yeah, it's George Tsoukalos. It's got a different name, In Search of Ancient Aliens or something like that. But
yeah, and the interesting thing about it, it's got some interesting like magnetic type properties. It was found out there by the crash.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Yeah, it's a really weird looking rock with a really strange glyph. I guess you'd call it a glyph.
It's got a glyph.
Yeah,
it's got a glyph.
And the same glyph has appeared in England in
a crop circle,
identical. Yeah, that's the freaky part about it. And the chances of somebody faking this is like basically nothing. I mean, it's impossible that this could have been faked because the rock is not in any way connected to the field. And how the hell would somebody find that rock way out unless this guy that found it is responsible for making that crop circle in England? But I don't think he even knew anything about it until Linda Moulton Howe showed him this.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty freaky. I was just...
I
was thinking about that as you're talking
Linda Moulton
about
Howe's the one who
Roswell.
put it together and recognized the symbol. Nobody else knew it until they went to see her. Yeah, that was a great show, actually.
It really was.
And, you know, recently there's a Big Spring sheriff. He was a deputy sheriff at the time, and they came up on they heard the radio, and they were going to Roswell to pick up a prisoner. I guess you'd heard that story. This guy, he was on his deathbed confession, another deathbed confession. This guy, he's the sheriff over Big Spring here in Texas. And before he died, he came out and said that him and the sheriff at the time were going to Roswell to pick up a prisoner and heard the reports over the radio and stopped. And he said they seen the saucer and they seen alien bodies being removed. And he said the wind they had sheets over them. and the wind blowed. He said they saw a foot, they saw a head, and they could tell that it wasn't human. And he said they were also threatened to not say anything.
That's crazy.
So yeah, there's still a mystery, still a mystery going on as to what really happened out there. I guess we'll never know the truth.
No, I mean, I've been meaning to get out to New Mexico, but it's tough, and you gotta do the 40 hours a week type thing and research on your own time. It's hard, but man, it's crazy stuff.
That UFO festival is pretty amazing. I mean, it was amazing. They had 4 different stages, different speakers going on at each one all day long, and you have to know which stage who's gonna speak where, and make arrangements to get there. And then they had a Galacticon going down there, and we saw the Breaking Bad RV and the
nice.
Yeah, it was down there, and the actors, and then the Blue Power Ranger was down there, and so there was all sorts of stuff going on all across town. And yeah, it's an amazing event, and it's wow. I mean, when it comes to UFO conferences, this has got to be one of the best ones. It's amazing, all the stuff they had going on there.
That's awesome.
It was cool. I was sitting there in the UFO museum, and I looked over there. There's Stanton Friedman sitting there, and no one's talking to him. He's just sitting at his desk eating a sandwich. And I'm going, oh crap, man! Here's my chance to go talk to Stanton Friedman. So I went over there and I talked to him probably 3 or 4 minutes and showed him my encounter pictures, and he was excited to see them. And
oh, cool.
And, yeah, we had a nice conversation, and he was just sitting there by himself eating a sandwich. It's like, wow. And I guess after I rushed over there, people started figuring out who he was, so there's a pretty good crowd, pretty good line behind me. But I just got to jump in on that,
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I recently went to the one of the UFO festivals in Arkansas, and Stanton was there. Linda was there, but she took off like early. She spoke and then she left, but I had already talked to Stanton like a couple of times already before, and I got to interview him again. He's a really great guy. He'll talk to you for hours.
Yeah.
Who's Stanton Friedman?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually talked to him like not in person, but on Skype. I had him, and he stayed on and had a nice long conversation with me after on one of Richard's shows.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Guess what we have? We got our next guest coming in right here. Mr. Barry Webster from the Res Squatching Team. Are you there, Barry?
Yeah, how's everybody doing?
Right on.
Hey, Barry.
Welcome.
Hey, Barry.
Aho. Aho, Kage.
Aho. Yeah, we need some crowd cheer here. What's the matter with you people? Come on.
Right.
I smack him up a bit.
Yeah, like I tear a tree branch off, and I threaten the audience if they don't clap for my guests.
They probably need Wolfman is Igor to electrocute him.
Oh yeah,
sometime later.
But then they just scream and they don't. Well, I guess I could try to Igor could probably make a potion and make everybody into mindless idiots that just clap whenever he raises a sign. But yeah, I don't like it when he does that kind of stuff. The chemicals are bad. It's bad enough we all are subjected to petroleum every day. Your kids walking down the street and they're getting breathing in all these fumes that if you were stuck in a garage, it would kill you in about an hour. How long does it take? About an hour, doesn't it, to kill someone with if you're stuck in a garage with a car running?
Yeah, but it's a great death.
It's a great death.
He's got to support petroleum right to the end, eh?
Oh, yeah, yes. Hey, Mike, I sure appreciate it. I've enjoyed being on here, but I guess it's time for me to turn in. It sounds like you're in good hands with Barry there.
Yeah, Barry's here now, so yeah, I don't want to creep into his time, and then you got to learn how to shut up once in a while too, man. Like, holy fuck, all you do is talk. Nobody can say a fucking thing, man. All right, one bonk for you. One bonk for me because I'm the same way. And now let Barry talk. Thanks a lot, Roddy. You were
Hey, thanks,
awesome.
Ronnie.
Take care,
Ronnie,
Ronnie.
give me a call one of these times.
Yeah, man. I really appreciate you coming on. And you too, Barry.
You bet. You bet. No problem, man.
Yeah, I can always count on you, man. You're a good friend.
You bet. You bet. Likewise.
Yeah, man. So what's new down there? I heard you have an event coming up.
Wow. It's really exciting. First of all, let me again say thank you for, having us on, inviting us. We're always, it's always a great time, when we tune in and team up with you. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Well,
It's an honor. It's an honor.
Let me fill you in on what's going on. We August
Oh.
17th, August 17th, 18th, and 19th. We got our, I believe it'll be our fourth expedition, Red Squatching Research Expedition. This will be our 4th year.
Damn, I want to go. I want to go to this so bad.
Oh man,
I'm going to try to do it.
We've been pushing hard. We got people from all over the country joining us. It's going to be a great time. I've been doing a lot of what some people call content marketing, and I have to tell you, there's been a lot of fake news, a lot of bullshit out there, if you know what I mean. And so I used that to our advantage a little bit, and you won't get no fake stuff down here, that's for sure.
Nice. And by the way, thanks, Adam. Adam's gone, by the way, too. So it's just me and you, Dave, and Barry now.
It's all good.
Yeah, that's good. Actually, the show's turned out exactly the way I planned it. Because I knew Adam wouldn't be able to stay, and that's why I asked you on. And you were just perfectly happened to be available exactly when I needed you to come on with me.
It was perfect time.
Yeah, because well, you took over for a minute there. I was getting Barry on the air, so we didn't miss a beat.
What's Barry's background? I'm sorry, Barry. I'm not familiar with your research.
We are. Well, let me just tell you a little bit. We're called Red Squatching Research. We're a Native American Bigfoot research team located in northeast Nebraska. And I think what stands out is that we have, if there's ever, and here I go again, I guess, if there's ever $1 million or $10 million prize handed over during our expedition that I talked briefly about, is we're going to unveil our latest research. Images, audio. So, if you want the truth, then that's probably a place to be.
Yeah, these guys are the real deal. I actually tracked them down. I wanted a native Bigfoot research group on my show, and it took a lot of research for me to find one. And Barry's group was the first group I found.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah, and I just called him right out of the. I tried to get on his. I think I got on his Facebook, and then he let me in on the Res Squatching Research Facebook page, which you can request to belong to, and if Barry likes you, he'll allow it, and then you're gonna get update information all the time on what's going on down there.
Yeah, to be correct now, it's Res Squatching Research Community. That's a closed group.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it. Res Squatching Research Community.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, a lot of my friends are in there. I think Mr. Haunted is in there too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys want to know what's going on down there, like, yeah, Dave, you're welcome to. Yeah, Dave's an affiliate show host. You could be on his show too if you want, Barry, on Dave's show. I'm sure if you want him, Dave, we got a bunch of real native researchers here that have actual evidence. It hasn't even been disclosed yet, right, Barry?
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I
They
think
got the evidence.
again, for
great.
Dave's sake here, and for some of the new listeners, I guess one of the stories or the encounters we're famous for is the 20-minute encounter.
Oh yeah.
And so,
Really, I'd like
kind
to get a little. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. Hey, can I just say one thing first? More of an introduction thing. It's real quick. When I first got in touch with these guys, Barry made me talk to one of the elders who actually did a kind of a thing with. He was the shaman, and he did a thing with me. He asked me a bunch of questions to see if I was worthy to transfer this information in a respectful manner, respecting the tribe's wishes first, and only disclosing what they wish disclosed when they want it disclosed. And I passed the test.
Sounds sweet.
So yeah, I think you have some native in you too, don't you, Dave?
Me? No, I'm Latino.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I'm not. You know, the Spanish basically came over, and you know, the mestizos were Indian, South American Indians before. Well, not South America, but South America. And you know, they annexed that area and mixed in and became Mexican, and you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm more Latino.
So Barry, do you think he would have to get the shaman test too to see if he's worthy to have you on his show?
Well, you know, basically what it boils down to is we're both the same. We just got a different name. He came from a different region, and so we're the same. No, I don't think he does.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I don't think he needs one. Where you come from, Dave, you are the same.
Wow. I never thought of it that way.
Well, yeah,
Cool.
because your ancestors were half native people that bred with the I think Portuguese and Spanish mostly, right? But still, that's just
I mean, they were
different
Aztecs.
no different than
Aztec
Métis,
Indians.
like the French in Upper Canada here. We have the Métis, which are half French, half natives. And that's no different there. It's a very strong native bloodline in there. Yeah, you got to think about it, man. Anyway, there you go.
Yeah, for sure.
So go ahead, and I'm done interrupting you guys. I'm gonna bonk myself for doing that. Ow.
No, it's all good, man. I mean, I'm just here, you know, hanging out with you, and this, you know, it's all you, brother.
Yeah, man. Like, we should go down to this thing that he's got going on. I want to go. I got to get my passport.
I'd love to.
I got to get my passport, save up money, and I might be able to do it. I think I could do it. As long as I get my passport.
What's the name of the website again? Or is it a Facebook group?
A Facebook.
Yeah, it's a Facebook page called Red Squatching Research Community.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, definitely gonna check that out.
And you're gonna go on an expedition. What does the expedition consist of? Could you kind of give us a brief rundown of what it would be like?
Yeah, well, here's kind of what stands out to me, and I've been kind of responsible for the marketing and that stuff. What it consists of is it's a 2.5 day event that will unveil our latest research, and that'll consist of audio, images, a new FLIR video that'll blow your mind.
Oh,
just
yeah.
a little bit of everything. Most of my team members will be presenting. We have a guest speaker, Tom Seawood, out of British Columbia. He's one of our featured speakers.
Who's also been a guest on my show, and he's from Canada, and he's the native Bigfoot researcher that I came across from Canada here. And yeah, I kind of linked you guys up, eh?
Yeah. And we're working on possibly one more speaker, and I really love, her belief and her approach and
Mehmet.
Out of all the
Mehmet going to be there?
That I've met, she's one that I really respect.
Oh.
And
somebody I haven't heard.
We're looking to add one more guest speaker. We just kind of felt like, she was the right fit for what we believe and what we do.
What about Mehmet? Is he going to be there?
Yeah, Mehmet will be here.
Oh,
Mehmet's
wow.
kind of my ace spoon coon in the hole. That guy, he's my sharpshooter, man.
He's incredible. Like some of his photos, like, yeah, you had him on my show one time, and some of the photos that he posted, wow. I think I still have some in my thing here. I'm going to try to find that one with the Bigfoot crawling up out of the side of the irrigation pond.
Yeah.
Whoa, I got to see that.
I'll try to find it.
Well, then, I think some of the things that I'll highlight here are we offer our traditional Omaha meals, what our ancestors used to eat,
wow.
foods that are again, that were a big part of our culture. And
I'm really interested. Like,
share
what
a
would
piece of our culture with you?
Can you break down that meal, like what it consists of, please?
Well, we're going back, way back. One of them is we'll have milkweed soup. That's kind of what I was raised on. A lot of our Omaha people still eat that today. So we're going to try to really give you that traditional experience and take you back to where my people, how we lived and how we survived. And there'll be 3 traditional meals served Thursday night, Friday, supper time, then probably Saturday. So we're going to try to give you that cultural experience.
I'm going to look that up and try to make milkweed soup now.
What else? Well, we've added some repelling. Those people who want to repel. In fact, we're actually using that as our strategy. We got a bluff about maybe 60, 80 feet bluff that we're going to propel down, and we're really going to try and zoom in on him, kind of beat him to the punch. So we usually have great encounters and great interaction with him, but this time we're going to try to sneak up on him.
Wow, like a silent repelling down a hill silently? Wow, yeah. With some high-powered night vision and FLIR. You already got some FLIR footage that's incredible too, don't you?
Yeah, we sure do. What else?
And are you going to be... I thought I heard you mention that you will be letting people view this that come to your expedition?
Yeah, that's where we unveil. Everybody wants to...
So you're going to unveil some things.
Where's the video? Well, we kind of use that as the, our grand finale. We unveil everything at our expedition. So now's the time to hook up and to register with Red Squatching Research Expedition, because it will be unveiled.
Wow, I got to put a link somewhere for everyone that wants to get a hold of you. I'll put it on my website underneath the show. I posted the show for tonight on our website, and it'll update. I think it updates to Twitter and Facebook pages as well.
You bet. Now, Now the only thing, guys, is that we're allowing 15 people this year from 10.
Okay.
Now,
So it's first come, first serve.
Man, you know I always got a spot for you, brother. You know you're always welcome, man.
Oh, I told you, I'm
we'll
going to try.
welcome you down.
I really want to come for this one, man. I really want to come for this one. I have a feeling. I have a really strong feeling that something's going to happen on this one.
Oh man, it's incredible. You know, I again, you know, I hear everybody, but right now we've had several what I would call high caliber Bigfoot people come in and check this out, and they're just blown away. And it's going to be a great event, man. I'm excited.
I'm excited, and anyone who goes is going to go down in history, I think, on this one. If there's only 15 people there, then it'll be something you can write a book about, I'll bet you.
You bet. Well, the other thing, too, I'd like to talk about is the lodging. You stay in cabins, they're air-conditioned. I believe now I'll have to double-check. I think they may have Wi-Fi, or you get it in certain areas. We don't have full Wi-Fi, or he may have fixed it, the ranger, but you know, it's really nice, beautiful. It's right next to the Missouri River. So while you're sleeping, you may get a knock on your cabin. You may get a vocal. You just never know. This area is very squatchy.
Okay. I got a little funny poem here from Moog Boy in the chat room. He says, "The words of the Bigfoots are written on the subway walls and echoed in the sound of bonking." Yeah, I like that.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I like it too.
I love it. That's a classic. Oh, yeah. I want a t-shirt that says that. And it's got a Bigfoot, like, bonking me on the head. You know, like, from the back, you know. Okay. Dave, you must have some questions because you've never talked to Barry before.
Well, I was going to ask, you know, like, how far and wide have you researched or found any evidence of Sasquatch or Bigfoot or any
Ci'tonga
similarities to you know, to this creature?
Okay, I didn't catch all of that. Can you repeat your question again? I'm sorry.
I was just asking what parts of, you know, North America or South America have you found any evidence of Bigfoot?
How far and wide have you searched?
Well, I think in our case, I live on a reservation that's a very, I didn't realize that until I got older, but I live on a very wide and large reservation that has a timberland that goes for miles. And I was a guest speaker at a BFRO event over in Iowa, western part of Iowa. I was a guest speaker in Minnesota. I think one of them got canceled, but I've been in different areas. I had a great encounter over in Iowa. So I guess the beauty for us is right in our backyard. What we know and what we believe and what we've done is we connected with several families of Bigfoots, and it's just been one incredible journey.
Yeah, but you know, you've connected with other research groups like now from California and BC and all over the place too. So although you haven't personally done the research, he has connected with people that do research in all kinds of different areas.
Oh yeah, I guess, did I understand your question? Did I misinterpret that, or did I hear his question right?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm more or less interested in the evidence of Bigfoot. Like, you know, have you found any bones or skulls or anything that maybe, you know, science can use for, like DNA or anything like that?
You know, we haven't really come across anything like that, and I truly believe that happens for a reason. They just don't allow it. They're very intelligent, to say the least. You know, I guess to explain a little bit, I've had them 30 yards from me, and 40, 50, you name it. You know, it's really a unique relationship we have with them. You know, I don't know. I don't want to sound boastful by no means, but we've had them try and talk to us. I've learned a lot through their body language. The 30-yard encounter told me so much about them that they literally walked up to us. And that was incredible. In fact, I got my niece was able to video that.
Wow. I mean, do they seem like, because going back to, like, are you familiar with the Patterson-Gimlin film back in before, I don't know if it was like the early 70s, late 60s, one of the first films that they actually captured Bigfoot or Sasquatch. Do they look similar to that, or is that something that maybe is a different species?
Yeah, you know, we believe this, that there's 5 different species here on our reservation. In fact, we have noticed that they travel as a family, and it's always a male, female, and 2 little ones. Now, what we've been tracking is there was one juvenile that was very rogue, and as he's gotten older now, he's been very aggressive. And I guess, you know, just like humans, you know, there's always one bad one out of the bunch, you know.
I just lit one of my magic white candles, and I just put, I'm giving positive, bringing on the fire elementals to bless your expedition, make it exciting, make it happen.
Awesome.
Bring it along, bring lots of light in.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Yeah, no problem, man. Can you feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me tingle when I do this, man. I feel all kinds of positive spirits coming in and around us right now.
Oh,
that's awesome. I don't want to hog your show, Wolfman. I do have, you know, I could go on with all these questions.
Oh no, I'm loving it, man.
It's your show, brother.
We do have to take a break here, I think. It's the bottom of the hour, and I don't know. I've been talking quite a while. If you don't mind, Barry, take a 5-minute break for washroom break, whatever. I'm gonna play a song or something.
Sure, no problem, brother.
All right. Yeah, so we can like stretch, you know. Oh, that feels better already. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'll have Igor come in for a minute, and he'll do the musical break. You guys want Igor?
Right on. Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Yes, it's time for Igor's music hour. Yes, I will find something very dark dark music. Yes. I'm glad Wolfman allowed me to do this. I will try not to electrocute him too much when he's sleeping. Sometimes I have to electrocute him for snoring too loud. Idiots. You're all idiots. Yes, I have... No one can point that I have something right here. Yes. Where is it? Yes. This is not it. I will break this. Aha! This is the one I wanted. Yes. Yes. Crazy old dirty records. Totally new. This is the one. Yes. Huh. Interesting. This is a very strange. Try to make it work. Get in there, you bastard. This should work now. Bonk it. All right. I'll put on some crazy old talking heads for you. Because I imagine they wouldn't be heads if somebody didn't cut off their heads. So I like this band because it reminds me of severed heads talking. Cut off!
Mr. Jones, put a wiggle in your stride, loosen up. I believe he'll be alright. Changing clothes, now he's got ventilated slats bouncing off the walls. Mr. Jones is back. Bulge up and wind your waist, tight pants, ain't got curly hair, drinking cold beer from metal cans, moonshine and handy wipes. Mr. Jones is back in town. It's his lucky day. Hold up your hands and shout. Jones is on his way. Hit a pat. Mr. Jones is back in town. Ace is high. Now his pants are falling down. He looks so fine. And those patent leather shoes. Mr. Jones, you look tired. I believe you'll be all right. Salesmen, conventioneers, some rock stars with tambourines, short skirts, and skinny legs, selling Bibles and real estate. It's a big day for Mr. Jones. He is not so square. Mr. Jones will stick around. He's everybody's friend.
how's it going, man? Thank you, Igor. That was quite an interesting musical interlude there.
Igor's the man.
Yeah. He doesn't shock anyone when you let. I found out if I let him do things like that, he doesn't get so mad and shock people as much, and cut limbs off and things, you know. But he probably
That's a
will
good
yet.
thing.
Just wait till Willie phones in.
Ah, shit, not Willie. Here we go.
Not Willie, no. If somebody does want to phone in, is that all right, Barry?
Yeah, sure. Sure. You know, my brother's probably going to be pissed if I don't mention this, and I want to get it off my,
Okay.
my chest so I
Who,
don't have
Big
to worry
D?
about it. Anyone that's interested, contact Derek Webster. He's my brother, co-founder. His number is 712-577-3885. He's the organizer this year, and I got it off my chest. And
Okay, can you do that one more time? I'll put it right in the chat room, and that way it'll be there.
What's that?
Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, Derek Webster. He's the Res Watching Research, one of the co-founders and organizer this year. You can contact him at 712-577-3885. If you're interested, give him a call.
All right, that is what we needed. Now, if anybody wants to get to go on the expedition and you're serious about it, give Derek a call. He's given his own personal number out there. Please don't anyone abuse that. But it's just going in my chat room here for this show, and I don't think there's anybody that's listening or in here that's gonna abuse that number. Because if you do, I will send Igor after you. That'll be grounds for definitely some limbs missing and things like that. Yeah. I would love to go, man. And some of the stories that Barry's told me, like the one of that, the older Sasquatch that you met on the road. Hey, Barry?
Yeah.
The aged one. You think you called him some, what did you had a name for him?
Yeah, we named him Ishkabenu. Well,
Yeah.
not Ishkabenu, Ishage, I'm sorry. Ishage means old man.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Yeah, he was-
story
he
is
was a-
probably the one that, I don't know, for some reason when you told that one, I could just picture it, and I can't see anyone making that shit up. It happened. That's Ci'tonga. We call
Yeah,
Ci'tonga.
Ci'tonga.
Oh, Ci'tonga?
Yeah, Ci'tonga.
Ci'tonga. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost had it. I'll learn.
Good effort. Nice try.
I know how to spell it. I put it in the show title, actually. But that's... which tribe is it that you belong to that calls it by that name?
The Omaha.
Oh, that's right, the Omaha.
tribe of
What am I
Nebraska.
thinking? Yeah, I should have known better. The Omaha. There's a lot of big, wide areas there in Nebraska, eh?
Yeah.
Listen to me, A. Canadian guy, A. I just caught myself saying A 3 times in a row.
Yeah. First time I heard you use it.
Yeah, I don't do it too often. I try to stop from using it. It's kind of like, I don't know. I sound like a trailer park voice, but it's funny though, you know. But yeah, A, how's it going, A? Like, you want to come over for some back bacon and beers, eh? After the game, who's playing tonight? Is it the maple laughs again, eh? Yeah, that's Canadian talk. All right. Willie's there now.
Oh, I saw him.
Okay, here's a question from Mark in the chat room. Does Barry believe they are here, from here, or from somewhere else? Does
Barry believe they are from
Ci'tonga.
here or from somewhere else?
Yeah. Are they from here, or are they from somewhere else that they're like...
Well, yeah, there's, I'm going to say that according to our oral history and throughout history, there's a strong belief, and even in some of my elders here, that we have always, had a relationship with them. So they are from here. We have a strong belief that we coexisted with them. And so my answer to that question is they're from Earth, or they're from here.
Yeah, and do you believe that they are... do you still believe that they are the descendants of Cain?
Oh, man. I would dispute anybody any day on that. And the reason why is, again, not everybody has the luxury to go out 2 or 3 miles down the road and into their backyard. And, some of our questioning, some of the things we've done strongly have led us to believe and to understand, where they come from and who they are.
Well, you know what? That actually really makes sense. The more I think, or have been thinking about that since you mentioned that on the one show, that just hit home. And every time, the more research that I read into or whatever, it seems to really make sense. And if you read the passage in the Bible, I think you actually quoted it that day. I can't remember exactly what it says, but they will not be seen again, or they'll have to be away from men, not to be seen. But can you remember?
Yeah. There'll be a vagabond. He'll roam the earth till the second coming. It's pretty clear in the King James, version. He was cursed. Because
Mortal.
he killed his brother Abel.
Yeah, and then there was a curse put on the descendants of Cain. Yeah, and the curse was that they'll roam the earth until the second coming, and never
be hidden.
And remain hidden.
Yeah, and hideous.
Oh, and hideous. Yeah.
Hideous. Yeah.
But never to be seen until then. Something like that too, right?
Yeah.
I can't quite remember exactly, but it's worth checking it out. And I have read it before, and it's just not fresh in my mind. Dave, do you know?
No, I don't. That's actually something I never put together.
Yeah, I didn't either until he said it, and it really actually does make a lot of sense. It really does. They said there was giants back then, and
Nephilim.
Yeah, and the descendants of Cain would probably be that. Yeah. They would have it in them anyway, partial, because I don't know. I could be wrong about that, but I believe mostly it's in the Enoch. I think it's in the book of Enoch that gives the evidence that supports even more about this.
Yeah, it's all. Well, I think the majority of it's in Genesis, and I wished I could quote it verbatim right now, but I can't. And
it does explain
I think
more.
For us, it was. I wished I could tell you a great Native American myth story or their origin, but we're the type of guys that said, no, we want this understanding for ourselves, and so that's what we come up with over the years, and it's just been incredible, some of the interaction we've had with them.
So they have a language that they speak, right?
They sure do.
Have you guys started to understand any of it? Pick up on anything?
Yeah, we've had some interesting stuff that I think we're going to present. Now, what I've done lately is I put a little statement out on our page, and it just hit me after I went out that night. Something as simple as we used to do the whoops, like the Finding Bigfoot stuff, and I can tell you that there's a certain way to do that. And it used to be, and I'm just going to give you a little example. We used to do it kind of in a rough, kind of aggressive kind of way, just kind of ignorant, But what we've done is we've kind of toned it down and said, wait a minute, one time I heard whoops 3 in a row, and if there was ever such a thing, that was it. He whooped 3 times, and it was very smooth. It was almost beautiful, and then that's how I describe it. So what we've done lately is we went back to that approach, and we tried to mimic that same tone and everything, the rhythm, the smoothness, the flow of it, and it made a big difference. We actually have gotten more interaction, more activity based upon that subtle change.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it is. I just couldn't believe the difference that made. And again, the advantage we have is tonight, after I'm done talking to you guys, our team's going out. Half of our team is going out, and we're still gathering and collecting and still trying to get that perfect shot, for our expedition. So it's an ongoing process with us, and we believe in working hard, but at the same time working smarter. So.
Wow, shout out to God of Thunder, shout out to Mark Hanna Pepe and Deb Cruz, Willie, and Stabby McHugs. Wow, we got the full, and then there's Moog Boy, there's, who else is all here, man? Everybody. Darren.
Yeah, full house.
Yeah, Paris. That's Parisi's there. Wow, I didn't even notice she was there too. So yeah, it's everybody has come out tonight. I know I'm missing people because there's a lot of
Tiff.
Yeah, there was people else. Ooh, damn. Oh, it's going way, way back. Holy shit! There's just so much going on there. I can't remember right now. But wow, thanks everybody for showing up, man. You have no idea what that makes me feel like. Wow. I didn't expect this warm of a welcome. I haven't really been doing professional shows lately. I've just been messing around, so this was my comeback, is trying to do a nice professional show for everybody that's got some excellent new information and still might have Igor chop somebody up near the end of the show.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
You can even chop me up.
So it's Ci'tonga, right? Did I say it right?
Yeah, you got it.
Right on. I'm a little bit scared of them though. I think I'd be a little.
everybody is.
It's the smell that scares me. I don't know why. And I smell that because I've been around them. I haven't seen one, but I know I was around them, and the smell.
Yeah.
So I would definitely have to meditate for quite a while to get that fear out of me and go to a state of no mind at all, no thought. I think they can read your mind too. My martial arts training would come in handy for the whole group. What we call Mushin is state of no mind, no thought. You just accept and you are. But you don't think. Don't pre-plan any actions. You just do. You understand what I'm saying? That way they can't read your mind and like if you're going to think something, you just do it while you're thinking it. But it's better not to even think about what you're doing at all. Just like a body memory sort of thing without using your mind.
Ooh.
Because they are. Do you believe they can? They're psychic beings.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, that's one of our beliefs. Also, is that we highly encourage, and it's our belief. Even as Native people, that you have to have a clear mind, and you got to have good thoughts. We don't believe in going in and having being under the influence or having any kind of negative, it's a spiritual thing for us, and so we really take great pride in that. That's something we really believe in.
I know Tom doesn't feel that way about them being psychic. Tom Seawood, he doesn't feel that way so much, but what I mean by that is just the same way any animal is psychic, like your cat or your dog. They're just like sometimes when you go, you pet your dog, you know what your dog's thinking, what it wants. It could be whining, or a baby that can't talk, and you know what it needs. You just kind of know. Well, that is telepathy. That is telepathy. That's what telepathy is. It's not that strange of a thing, really.
Yeah.
People seem to think it's something really weird and strange, but it's not. Everybody does it. All the time, every day. We all do it. That's as simple as that. That's what it is. Do you agree, guys?
Oh, yeah.
I've heard that they're definitely psychic.
I think they're very highly in tune with their intuition is so strong that they probably pretty much can almost read your mind and your thoughts and predetermine your actions before you do it. If you're not totally, you got to be like a ninja. You got to be impeccable. You like Mushin, a state of no thought. It has to. You have to do that, or maybe wearing tinfoil hats might work. They can't read my mind because I'm wearing a tinfoil hat.
Well, it's funny because while we were at break, I was talking to Barry, and I was mentioning that Sasquatch or Bigfoot's been tied to ufology. That quite possibly they might be from another planet, or I've also heard even interdimensional beings.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Barry?
Well, we have our own belief about that, and I really don't like to discuss that part, but I'll tell you one encounter we had, and which really let us kind of stopped us in our tracks. We have a sweat lodge down here, and it was about 3 or 4 in the morning, and we were investigating this area. And I know Tom advised me, that, and I love Tom. Don't get me wrong, but I have to tell this story. We actually saw an alien about maybe 60 to 70 yards from us, and he just was staring at us. And I swear to God, I had nightmares for about a week because I saw these Spider-Man eyes, neon green eyes, and along with 5 other people with me. And, that really made us think hard about, who is he really? So, I'm not going to rule anything out, and I respect anybody that has that belief, but we found the truth out eventually.
So what you saw, do you believe it was like some gray alien thing, or was it Bigfoot that with and its eyes changed shape, or what did you think? What do you think you saw?
Well, along with 5 other people, we actually believe it was an alien. We separated it because, the head, it was an alien, and nobody can tell me any different. So we didn't really connect it to the Bigfoot. We just figured, hey, we came across an alien.
Yeah, I would say so. That was not a Bigfoot, but lots of stories, Dave, where alien weird creatures that are not Bigfoot, that look like little tiny men from Mars, have been seen in and around the same area as UFO crafts and Bigfoot in and around the same area, same night. And also with weird lights and orbs. And have you ever seen any orbs and like strange lights out there, Barry?
Oh man, we in fact, one of my sister, she actually videoed one. So, I think Dave and I were talking at break. That's one of the first things when we take people out, we always have to overcome. We have to get people past the orb sighting or something whispering in your ear. So we always have, to get past that first. So it goes hand in hand. We've learned to toughen up and get past the little men, sightings. I mean, we've come across some strange things.
Yeah, like the orbs, I'm pretty much over the fear of that, and I don't think I would be. I've had contact with the actual creatures that fly these things. I've had close encounters of the third kind myself. I don't think I'd be scared of them either anymore. But Bigfoot, that's different. I still have fear for that. I gotta say, they're so huge and powerful.
It's good reason, man. I mean, they're. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't think anyone should try to go up and pet one.
Yeah, I would be very, very cautious. I wouldn't run. I wouldn't run away. Or I wouldn't make any sudden movements. I'm not sure if I would even look it in the eye. I think I'd probably look down at the ground out of respect. And just let it do whatever it wants. If I might even bow down to it. I feel like that's what you should do. I don't know. What do you think, Barry?
Well, I guess I'm a little bit different. I've had some really close encounters, and at the same time, I think I've said it a couple of times on other podcasts that it's my goal to shake his hand.
Yeah,
does that be? Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mark.
I was going to say Barry's not scared of them. He goes out and actually yells at them and stuff. Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering, and don't get me wrong, Barry, but do you think that Bigfoot might be partial to Native Americans more than they are to, European or any other, race or of people or anything like that?
Yeah, I left this out. One of the things we pride ourselves on is our unique approach, and we call it our Omaha approach, our Native American approach, and you hit it right on the head. I think that's what separates us is that the ancestors already paved that way for us, and that long time history of interacting with them, and so I'm glad you brought that up. I know I left that out, but yeah, I think they're very, very much connected with us and Native people. I mean, once you see our footage and some of the images, I think you'll agree.
Damn,
that was my impression I was getting.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dave. I'm just searching for this picture that I mentioned. I'm still trying to find it.
Oh, that's cool. There was an interesting question I thought I saw in the Spreaker chat, but I think Tiffany wanted to know about Barry, if Barry was from UFO Congress.
If I was from UFO Congress?
Yeah, it's like one of those conferences, UFO cons, that kind of thing, that people put on.
Oh, no, I'm not really affiliated with that stuff, and again, that's not my area, so I wouldn't. I have no affiliation with any UFO or paranormal stuff. Just I'm a strictly Bigfoot guy. Ci'tonga.
Damn,
Okay, I guess that answers that question.
I can't find that picture, guys. I don't know. I posted it in Twitter a long time back. I'll have to look through my Twitter pics, so I'll find it yet, and I'll post it yet tonight. I'll keep looking, but that sucks. The one that Mehmet put on our show, I can't remember. He was putting them in Twitter, I think, on that show. Does anyone remember?
Yeah.
I'll find out.